Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining this webinar. It is another one of our deeper dives into Dynaway EAM for Business Central, and today we're going to cover tool crib. So with me I have Christoph. Christoph is our team lead for Dynaway EAM for BC, and my name is Mikkel, and I'll be here to respond to any of your questions. So for that, please use the chat log. Christoph, I will hand it over to you. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Mikkel. Let me just show Business Central. Okay, tell me if you see it.
We see it. Thank you.
Good. All right. So maybe a little background and also what you need to do with the tool cribs. What is the functionality all about? In Dynaway EAM, the functionality allows you to hand out the tools, also register the that someone returned the tool. So you have a whole history who was using any tool, and also you can count how many times such tool has been used. The most important part is that the tools are not different from the normal assets in a way. So which has some positive things, like you can use everything as with the normal assets. So for example, you can do the transfer of tools. You can track where they are in the terms of asset location. Or for example, you can do the work orders for the tools, like maybe calibration, maybe like inspection of the tool, and so on, based on what you really need. But as I said, everything is the same. To be able to use the tools, you need to install the new app on App Source, which is called Dynaway Tool Crib, and it will allow you to see some additional things which you will find on in the system. First of all, I will just show you one setup which is needed to do the tools. And if you will go to the asset categories, you will see the new field which is called asset type. And if I will go, for example, to this category, and you can see I also still can do the hierarchy of the categories, it says either is a standard asset or is it a tool. All right, so that will tell us if the specific asset is a tool or is it just the regular asset. This field also will be visible on the asset tree, so you can also show such field on the asset tree if you need. And you can create the tools the same way as you were creating normal assets. The one difference only, and let me just only go here for the tools, so I can just filter all the tools if I want. Let me just show you any tool. There is also one thing which you will find that's also which is hidden. It's a tool as asset type, so you can have information either is asset, either it's tool. If it's a tool, there is a new tab here which will show you what is the maximum handout time in days, and based on that we can track if someone didn't if someone has the tool too long and didn't return it on the time. Or you can also see if the tool is in use. It means that the tool is handed out and to whom we handed out the tool. The other thing which let me just show you on another tool is that you can set up. I think I set up it on the drill, so let me just open the drill. You can set up on the counters, and I set up on the counter. I created a special counter category. That's something which you probably already know, counter number. So I just created a new counter for this drill, and I set up that this counter should be updated whenever I return the tool. So at this moment I have one usage, so I know that it was one, and I also set up the work order plan based on this counter, that whenever my tool usage will reach the exact value, the inspection for this tool will be triggered. So that's what you need to remember if you would like to track, but that's not a mandatory. That's only just additional information. So how you can hand out the tools and return in very easy way. You will also find that we have tools and action here on the top, and I also can see only tools now. So this view is only specific for the tools. You will see that it has little different fields, and we just minimize the number of fields related to the tools comparing to the standard assets, but there are some things which are the same. So if I would like to hand out the tool, let's say my drill, I can just simply click the three buttons here, or just find the actions there and just click register handout. You can see that there is not so many things which are needed here. There are some hidden fields which you also can use if it's needed, but in general, this part is to use it very easily and with everyone with the minimum number of clicks. So my only thing is that I need to specify to whom I'm handing out the tool. And since you may hand out the tools not only for the people which not have access to Business Central, in this case, you need to set up employees in the company so you can hand it out the tools to any employee in the company. So in this case, I would like to hand it out to Martin Woods, and I just click register handout. You can see that my tool has been registered. I also can see it on my handout entries, on open handout entries. You can see that I have a handout entry, and I have also when is expected and that the tool will be returned. Right? This is something which we base on the maximum number of handouts, right? So handout dates. So that's something which you can see, and if it's needed, you also can see a document which was used to do the handout. The other thing which you also can see is handout entries, and here you can also see all the entries which has been done with my entries, so with my tools. So you can see that I had the information to whom we handed out, who returned it. We also see when it was returned with a specific dates, right, and time, and we can see if the return is overdue, which if requires repair, and so on after handing out the tool, returning the tool. So how I can return the tool? I can just go to my tools and I can just simply click return, register return. And in this case, I just specify, check, okay, this is the tool, this was returned. So I can just register return, and that's all. So now at this moment, my handout entry will have already also register time and register return time and return by and when if it was overdue or not. That's the simple way, but we know that some of the customers maybe will need something more than only that. So not only you can do it the easy way, you can also create a document for the handles and also for the return. So I can again say to whom I will hand out the tools. Let's say I will choose Krzysztof at this moment. I can also pull the notes. In this case, I also can plan. So I can just say, okay, we will hand out those tools in next week. So and that will allows you also to plan the handing out the tools. But what I need to do, in fact, I need to add the tools. And I would like to show you one other thing which you can do here. So let me just hand out the whole toolbox. You can see that now I'm not only have the one toolbox which I choose, but my toolbox has also some asset children, which means that I also will hand out those children, right? So when I choose the asset which has the children and those children are tools, I can also automatically hand out the whole toolbox. And the same, I just need to register here, and that's all what I needed to do to register the handout. Now I can see my open entries, and I can see that now I have open entries for the toolbox, but also for all those tools as well. So if I will go to asset tree or asset or my tools, you can see that all my assets which are in this toolbox already have that they are in use and they are used by me. If I want to return, of course, I can just click here and register return of the whole toolbox, or I can just click handout returns and also plan the return. So I can also do the same as I had. So I can say that this is the tools which I need to return. So system see, okay, this is my open entries. This is what Krzysztof will return. And as you can see, I also can mark if any of this tool requires the repair. I also can change the asset condition of my tool here. So that's how you can just see and also register that. You can see that I also can take pictures and so on. So if I will return it, my returns has been returned. In the handout entries, I see only my toolbox, right? So I don't see all the childs because we know how we handed out it. But if I will see that tools included, say yes, it means that there were children also included in that. So if I will click that, I can see all my asset, but also the tools which were included in this particular handout. And handout document and return will show me those documents which I was using and what was the what in fact has been registered by whom and so on. So you can see all the registered documents at this moment. And pretty much that's it, what we had. We tried to keep it very simple functionality and that you will be able to very easily create the tools, also very easily just register those handouts and also register the returns. In the future, we want to little expand on this feature and also add related tools to the work orders, so you will be able to register also what tools are needed on the work order and let's say do the reservation for such tools for specific work order that someone will know that has all the tools included. Saying so, back to you, Mikael.
Thank you, Christoph, and great to see this functionality now being a part of the BC product as well. It was one of the topics that we had on our roadmap, and due to a great partnership with Christoph, the market was evaluated. We found some customers who actually needed this, and then it was developed understanding the market requirements. And as Christoph said, if you have those requirements, come back to us and we'll see if it fulfills the need for EAM and could become a part of our product. We still have a few minutes left. I have a few slides here to cover. Should you be interested in hearing more about our platform or review some of the other webinars that we already have, then we actually have 24 on-demand webinars on the website already, and this list is getting longer and longer. Here you see the selection of them, so please follow the link and you'll see them on demand. They're approximately 20 minutes each, and if we take the next slide, you'll see that we still have a few more coming up. So 3 more have been registered, and sequence planning, timesheet integration, and also another safe work topic, which is safety incidents. So these are probably the remaining ones for 2022. But do you have wishes for topics to 2023, then please come back to us and we'll see if we can fulfill them. That was it for today. The session is of course recorded. You can find it on the website, and feel free to revisit it if you want to use it as educational learning for your internal users. Thank you very much for your time. Wishing you a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon again. Bye bye.